and Rafiq Ismail from Malaysia. Thank you. The bowlers will have 5 minutes warm-up. Following the completion of the warm-up, the match will commence.
We'd like to welcome everybody back here to the South China Athletics Association Bowling Center in Hong Kong. This is the finals for the singles in the World Bowling Men's Championships. Anthony Suntai here together with Chris Barnes, and there you can see on your screens Dan McLelland, the guy on a roll.
Seems like the man to beat after shooting 256 in his first match. He's the only player to not only to break 200, but he's the only player to break 172 in this so far in a very difficult TV pair.
But do you think he can carry that momentum of that semifinal victory here into the finals?
Well, I think he'll carry some of the confidence from it at the very least, and the game plan will be clear for him, and I would imagine that he's not feeling like he has to shoot 250 to win at this point either. So.
But looking at the other side of the coin, there you have the other finalist, Rafiq Ismail. He's a youngster that's capable of coming up with a high game anyhow.
He certainly is, and he has several times before in some key situations. And as we saw in that semifinal match, he saved his best shots for the 10th frame when he needed them the most. These 5 minutes will be crucial for him, though, whereas Dan will have his game plan pretty well set. Rafiq is going to have to figure out a way to get a little bit more reaction and a little better look at the pocket than he had in the match number 1 for him.
From a personal standpoint, Chris, looking at this situation, would you rather be in the first semifinal or in the second?
I would rather be in the second semifinal and go roll right back into that same match. Dan has had to sit for a half hour. His adrenaline has spiked obviously during the first match and then had a chance to level back off, and now his energy levels will move back up again, and so get back into the feel of the TV pair and kind of the rhythm of the match. This makes for a much more exciting TV show, but I do think that the change from having pairs on the outside and then a pair in the middle, where both players are coming right off of a match, I do think that is probably a little more equitable, maybe. In this case, though, as it turns out, the higher seed did just come off the match, and so the higher seed should have a slight advantage, in my opinion, in these TV type finals. You see Dan there throwing, both players having a true motion, which is a urethane ball. Dan throwing his a little straighter down the middle, trying to create just a little bit of carry down and hopefully a little bit of hold before he goes back to the stronger ball that he can hopefully get a little bit to the right and get it back off of. I think that's his plan. You see Rafiq's coach there touching his ball, refreshing it with fresh surface, trying to get it to hook up off that difficult portion of the gutter that has stymied the left-handers most of this week.
Well, the higher seed will get to choose if he wants to go first or if he will allow the other gentleman to go.
In this case, Rafiq should get lane choice. Judging by his reaction on that right lane, I would expect him to start on the right lane, much like everyone else who's had a choice so far. Although it hasn't really played out that way during the match, that lane's been tougher or easier. Dan didn't have any trouble on either lanes really once he got lined up, and Andrew actually ended up liking the right lane a little bit more than the left lane, which was a surprise based off of practice. Five minutes is up.
This is it for the singles title for the year 2018.
Well, we'll start again on lane 35.
And he will choose to go first.
Well, it's interesting that he chose to finish on the same lane he did before, and whether that's strategy or superstition, or maybe he just didn't throw as good of shots on that lane as it appeared from here, and he's not worried about it. So I've seen a little bit of all of it in lane choice over the years.
Rafiq, frame number 1, gets a strike.
His last shot on that lane was able to scout out the 4-7. This time he scouts out the 6. A good break, but only truly a good break if he can take advantage of it with a strike on the right lane in frame 2.
The gentleman with all the momentum after that first semifinal. Can he carry it on here? He says no problem.
Well, I think he's going to be pretty happy about that. That got further right than any of his best shots in match 1, and actually made it back to the pocket. What I would call a good bad one. It was close, but not his best, not near his best one. And so even through one frame here, both players striking, each one catching just a slight bit of a break.
That's in the pocket. That's a solid strike.
That looked like a replay from match 1.
Could we say he's right back in it?
Sure seems like it. Crossing 8th board out to about the 6th board, never really threatening to get out to where that out of bounds is around 4 or 5.
It seems like Dan McLelland has just picked up where he left off in that first semifinal.
This would be a very key shot for Rafiq. Not let Dan jump out to a lead and get comfortable.
Comes in.
Oh.
And the messenger wasn't able to deliver that message.
A blind scout.
Leaves that 7 up there.
That first frame where he got a little break, it came back across and hit the 6 pin. He paid for that one there. That was a really good shot. Generally speaking, when you're using urethane from that far out, the head pin does not come back in front of the 7 like that.
Still early in the match.
Yeah, it's very early, and he's hit the pocket a couple of times now, so important, though, to put another strike up on the board. And let Dan know he's still around and poised to take advantage of any mishaps.
And he leaves one standing again.
Yeah, he came just over the top of that one a little bit. By that, his left shoulder forward just a touch. His hand rolled over, cut around just on the outside of it, made that ball change directions just a little bit more than he wanted to. probably almost perfectly on target at the arrows, but by the time he got the head pin, it's about 2 boards higher than he ideally wanted it to be.
No problem there, but that's fair.
Solid frames, certainly much more comfortable than he looked like in match 1. We'll see if Dan will leave him any breathing room.
That's the question. Dan McLelland has been near perfect looking back at the latter part of that semi-final and until now.
Well, you're absolutely right. Going back to last game, he had the last 8 there, the front 3 this game. He has 11 straight strikes. And that one was not forced. That looked like a little rhythm. He's pretty comfortable already. That was a little softer and a little touched. That went through the pins perfectly. By 21 already. Chance to go up by 31 here in frame 4. Nope.
Boy, but he got to Brooklyn there. He will take that.
You absolutely will. His Canadian teammates didn't mind it either. You saw that. It was only 1 board right at the front, but it came off at a different angle. It was already heading up the lane. Quickly got into that flat portion in the middle and crossed over. Very fortunate break. Rafiq now must answer back.
That's a nice reply from the youngster.
That is. In match 1, when he threw 1 shot out there and it actually washed out, and that one managed to make it back up the hill. So certainly an early indicator that his potential score has moved up probably 40 pins already.
That sets us up for a good final, though.
That does.
For his 2-bagger here.
Perfect.
There.
Absolutely.
Match on.
Match on. Watch this one go through the pins. 10 straight back. Can't throw it any better than that. Great answer to Dan's lucky Brooklyn strike there for a 4-bagger.
So far, McLelland has been perfect.
Perfect on the scoreboard. But,
right, exactly.
See how short his memory is here.
Is he going to get fortunate? He won't.
He's probably fortunate to only leave the 10 pin there, and that is the typical reaction. And once you come over the top of one and miss left, is to make sure you get it to the right and
when you overcompensate, you're in trouble.
Yeah, when they're this touchy, any kind of extra grab, any kind of extra force towards any direction tends to be trouble.
Ooh.
And that's a huge mistake. And we have just turned this match upside down. So,
boy, he blinked
8.
that time.
Yeah, let one get away from him there. Canadian teammates a little bit somber there. Both teams in full force back behind.
They were stunned by that miss.
Yeah, it's not something that happens very often. Dan is an excellent spare shooter, and you see giving back that a couple of good breaks there with the Brooklyn strike and then the roll, breaking up the split.
Can he get right back on track here?
That one actually was a pretty good shot target-wise. Never shows much emotion in his face, but I think I think that had a little, a little bit of anger behind it. That seemed to just miss the spot that he's been getting the ball to hook off of. Much like the ebb and flow in that second semifinal match, this one, where Dan was poised to really put his foot on his throat a little bit, is now created an opportunity where Rafiq, down 8, can throw a strike here and take the lead.
Who would have thought after the first 4 frames? It's a good reply from the kid.
He's got guts, that's for sure.
He got to that first semifinal by the skin of his teeth.
He saved all his best shots for the most opportune moments, and there's another one. Up by 2 now. Quickly this has changed in just a couple of shots. Dan feeling a little uncomfortable. Needs to get back in rhythm again. Rafiq seemingly pretty good handle on what the lanes are doing for him. Chance to go up by 12, 7th frame.
Oh, look at that. 7 stays up.
Wow. That's pretty good. I think it even spun it around a little bit. Second pin from the left as it goes around. Tapped it. Spun it around about 15 degrees. That much speed. It's amazing you can touch it at all without knocking it over. So, we have a 1-pin match now.
At this point, of course, Dan's got to take control of his emotions.
Settle back in. Have a short memory. Those last 3 frames, I think you just soon forget. And get back into the rhythm of where he threw those 11 strikes in a row that were pretty much perfect. Pretty much like that.
He's now back in a better place.
That one's important from a lot of standpoints, not only the scoreboard, obviously, which is probably the most important, but now from a confidence, okay, there it is. That's the one I want to repeat.
And you mentioned it, at one point he's had 11 straight strikes here today. Trying to get right back into that groove.
Big shot, 8th frame to take the lead. Gotta go. Did go, but not quite enough. That one going to the right. It actually made a much better shot. I thought he was going to miss the pocket entirely again, and chance of 2-pin or a washout or even worse. But
what a huge difference, though. A couple of minutes make. In that first semifinal, he looked untouchable. He was near perfect there.
Yeah, it's really 1-9 out, and he still would be in really great shape. Instead, down by 1. Rafiq an opportunity here in the 8th frame to strike, to retain that 1-pin lead.
It's there.
Excellent. Excellent shot there. You watch where that second pin from the left last time went right around it. This time goes in the flat gutter, kicks back out, and just nudges it over. Fantastic facility here at Southern China Athletic Association. Been a great host this week. Live TV show for our gold medal singles championship match.
And the best is yet to come. Here comes another one. Ooh. Not that time.
Well, the drama continues. And that was a chance to control his own destiny there. If he strikes in that frame, he would have gone up by 11. Nothing Dan could have done could have shut him out in the 10th frame. Not the easiest spare here.
Takes care of that easily.
It did get nudged a little bit, so they got a little closer together. It didn't hurt his feelings any, I'm sure. So Rafiq's max score is 228. Dan McLelland's score, max score, is 237. To control his own destiny, he has to throw a strike here in this 9th frame.
He had a strike here earlier. Can he get another one? The quick answer is no.
The quick answer is no. That was a pretty good shot here, but it didn't quite come off the end of the pattern like before. You can see that 6-pin go in the flat gutter, not able to lean on the 10.
He's got to get this one. He missed one earlier.
So through 9 frames, Rafiq at 178 in the 8th on a spare. McLelland 176 on a spare. Essentially, Dan has to throw a double to force Rafiq to also throw a double to win. See max scores there, 226 to 228.
Starts here.
Oh, wow. I suppose the other one, which you call a flat 10, that was a ringer.
That just might have cost him the championship.
Well,
nobody saw that coming.
No. 8 on the first ball here. No. He needs 9 to guarantee himself. 9 on the first ball here is enough to win Rafiq a gold medal in the singles. And 9 is enough. 9 is enough.
And there you have your world champion for the year 2018. Obviously the pressure's off. His fans and his teammates right behind him.
He did what he needed to do. He got the 2-team and had to hope for a little bit of help. And one of those crazy things that happens on TV is just something you never see happen. 2 missed spares, and Rafiq making some great shots when they mattered the most.
This for the coup de grace. And there is your 2018 singles World Bowling Men's Champion. The youngster from Kuala Lumpur has scaled such great heights here today. Came out of a ringer in that second semifinal, winning by 1 pin. And here, stamping his class over Canada's Dan McLelland. Could the finals be any better than that?
An unbelievable match, full of drama, ups and downs, and some unexpected twists and turns. The 2 highest seeds going out early in the semifinals, and an unexpected, the underdog coming through in the end after what looked like a insurmountable lead.
Let's hear from our champion.
Congratulations. So what is your feeling of winning the World Champions in Hong Kong?
I feel very happy now. First of all, I want to thank my coach, Olicha and Ben Heng, for helping me throughout the competition, and my family, my parents, my friends, my supporters, and not to forget DV8 for helping me, and MTBC. And I did not expect that I could have qualified for the top 4 with my 161 over. And I told myself just to repeat shot, and that's it.
You actually win by a very tiny margin in the semis. So would you expect it, and are you satisfied with your overall performance today?
Yeah, I'm very satisfied with my performance. It's a first medal for me, and it's gold. I'm very grateful for that, and I would like to thank everyone.
Okay, last of all, how are you going to celebrate with your loved ones, with your coach, with your teammates?
Maybe we're going for dinner after this, and hopefully maybe I'm gonna get some holiday when I get back. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations to our champion there, Muhammad Rafiq Ismail, this year's World Bowling Men's Singles Champion.
A very worthy accomplishment. The left side has been difficult this week, and for him to even make this step ladder was unexpected, and a fantastic performance. And then to come through like he did in the 10th frame in the most clutch moments is a testament to this man's courage and heart.
What can a win like this do for a youngster? It can just propel his confidence to greater heights.
Well, it can get you to places that you didn't think you could get to before. He's obviously very talented, but with confidence becomes, can be very scary with somebody with that much talent. And he starts to feel like good things are going to happen when he gets in these positions, and then he takes advantage of them, and it starts becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy to where he becomes very, very difficult to beat in any situation.
You've seen him already before, and you were already impressed with this youngster. And does he continue to impress you even more?
Well, absolutely, and maybe more in the match that was the 171 to 170. Striking when they're that difficult and when you're really that confused is harder than striking when you're already lined up. And so, fantastic shot making and truly an exceptional performance.
All this experience he's picking up at such a young age will just help him in his very young career.
Yeah, he's certainly going to be a player to beat for many, many years now.
And he went through a couple of tough stages here, especially that first semifinal, winning by just 1 pin, doing what he had to be able to do.
See here, the one to close it out. Once again, throwing some of his best shots when they matter most. Fitting in for a fitting champion.
He can't believe it at such a young age, already a world champion. These world championships that began in 1954.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the medal winners of single event of the 2018
now have
CGSE
our winners here in the singles event.
Please give them a warm round of applause. It is our honor to request Mr. Timothy Falk, GBS-JP, Honor IOC member and President of Hong Kong NOC, to present the medals and flowers to the winners and the team managers. Mr. Falk, please. Bronze medal, Andrew Anderson, USA. Bronze medal, Cal Troop, USA. Silver medal, Dan McLelland, Canada. And gold medal, Rafiq Ismail, Malaysia. Thank you, Mr. Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the national anthem of Malaysia.
Congratulations once again to our new world champion in the singles event, Rafiq Ismail. Chris, parting shot, do you think that the sport will remain dynamic with a lot of these youngsters now in the sport of bowling?
Well, absolutely. I think the world bowling stage has never been brighter. I don't think it's ever been more equitable across continents and countries than it is right now. And the future is young, and it's certainly bright.
On that note, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us here for the coverage. In behalf of my partner, Chris Barnes, this is Anthony Stein. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Till tomorrow, this has been the World Bowling Men's Championships. Take care, everybody.
Thank you again, Mr. Falk.